Excuse me. Okay, all right. This next section, you're gonna need a calculator. All right, um, or you can use your decimals calculator online. So we're gonna graph the equations and give the parts the axis symmetry, vertex, domain, range. Okay. But then we want to describe how it changed from the parent function. So your parent function is this equation here. All right. So we're gonna need to have that equation in our calculator at all times. So go to y equals, we're going to clear this out. We're going to just do x squared, and we're going to graph it. So that's our general parent function. Okay, the vertex at 0. If I look at the points on the table, 0, 0 is our vertex, and then the pattern is 1, and then 4, and then 9, and so on. So we're going to graph that parent function first. I'm going to do it in red. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I think this was 9. So our axis of symmetry is going right here through the middle. And then we're just seeing we can just reflect the point. So 1 unit to the right, that means 1 unit to the left. 2 units to the right, 2 units to the left. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so here is our parent function. And we're going to compare our new graph, which is this graph, with that parent function. So we want to go to y equals, and for y2, we're going to type 1/3. So alpha x, oops, sorry. So give me my fraction box. We got a 1 on top, a 3 on the bottom. We're going to arrow to the right. We're going to open up some parentheses here. We're putting x minus 4, close the parentheses, and square it. Okay? And we're going to graph, and we're going to compare. All right, so here's the first parent for me is blue on my graphing calculator. And here's the second. So I can see the vertex. It's right here at 1, 2, 3, 4. And I can go to my table for the second one. And I'm going to come over, and I need to find the point 4. And I'm going to come down. There's a vertex, and I can see the pattern here kind of repeating. So when I graph it, though, I can't really graph a third. So if I just keep going down, oh, there's a whole number. So let's start off with the vertex. All right, vertex, it's gonna go blue here. Was at 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then when I look at my table, the next whole number point is at 7, 3. Okay, so I'm gonna go over here. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, then up 1, 2, 3. So I got a point right there. And here's our axis of symmetry for the new graph. And if I look, this is 1, 2, 3 points away on the right. So I'm gonna go 3 to the left. 1, 2, 3. And then let's see if we have I think the next point is gonna probably be off the graph. So if I go down, it's 12, yeah. So it's gonna kind of come off here. So, and that was at 10, 12. So if I go, it's gonna be way out here. So I'm just gonna sketch my parabola. Okay. I can go ahead and put my vertex at 4, 0. But then we had a 3. I'm gonna do the pattern 3, 12, 3, 12. This was 7, 3. At this point right here, looks like it is at 1, 3. I'm gonna double check with the table. If I go up, oops, come over, sorry, gotta go up on the X. There's a vertex, and then it is 1, 3, and then -2. Okay, so I was right. So this is 1, this is -2, and this is at 10. All right, so remember, your vertex should always be in the middle of your table, okay? All right, so axis symmetry, when they answer, they want it for the new. So this axis symmetry goes through 4, so this is x. I want to do it in blue. That's the one. X equals 4. And then our vertex was the 4, 0. Domain is all real numbers. Our range here is y is opening up, so it's greater than or equal to 0. It says, how did it change from the parent function? So in my drawing here, the parent was the red, and the new function is the blue. So how did it change? Well, I'm hoping you can see that the parabola is wider. That's one way it changed. Okay. And also I can see it off the vertex. If I focus on one part, or even on the axis of symmetry, the vertex of the parent is at 0, and it moved to the right 1, 2, 3 units to get to the new one. So the parabola is wider, and I'm going to state that it shifts horizontally. I'm just going to abbreviate to the right. Horizontal is left and right. To the right 4 units. So that's what we want to do. I want you to compare the parent to the new function here. Okay. So I'm going to do my parent in blue so it matches the calculator. So the parent's going to go, and we just did that. So here's my parent. Okay. All right, so now we're going to change, go to y equals. Actually, I'm going to do this one on the decimals, just in case you need help with that. Okay. So if I go to the decimals calculator, why do I not have it up? Hold on. Guess not. Sorry about that. Just had it up. Oh, there it is. Sorry. All right, so I'm gonna delete these out. All right, so I can go here to the keypad. We're going y equals the x squared. Okay, there's our parent. Now, if I want to change the color, I can just click that right there. That turns the color off. So if I think if I hit this, the settings, nope. I forgot where it is. There's a way I can change the color. Let me get my cursor. Hold on. I don't see it. Nope, it's not that. Duplicate? No. I wonder what. It's not opening. I'll have to work on that. No, oh, it's over here. Sorry. Right here. The graphing settings. Alright, sorry. Okay, so what we're going to do is change. Where is it at? More options. The color should be over here. Well, okay. I apologize. I forgot how to do that. Or maybe I don't have the right thing open. But we're just going to type the next one. So we got y equals, what is it? A negative. So minus x squared. There's my x squared. And I think it was 3 plus minus 3. Okay. Minus 3. Okay, so like this. Oh yeah, you can see it. Remember, you can zoom in or you can zoom out. So I can see it has the same shape, but it just flipped it. It flipped, and it is now going down. The vertex is going up. Remember, you can hover over and we can get some points here. I think this is an exact point. Let's see. But I know that's the vertex. So what I could do is go to my settings. Let's create a table from this. And oh, there's some points on there. We already have them. There's the vertex right there in the middle. So we can graph that on our paper here. So it was 0, negative 3. I probably should do that. 0, negative 3. Oops. Cancel that. Hold on. There it goes. All right. And then we had -4 and then -7 here. On that pattern repeated. So if I just increase, going down, it's increasing by 1. So 1, 2. It's a -1, -2. And there we go. So our axis of symmetry is x equals 0. Okay, so get that x-axis is x equals 0. Our vertex is 0, comma, -3. Means all real numbers. This is now y is less than or equal to -3. And so a problem like this, how did it change? Some people say it flipped. The graph flipped. Well, if you see the graph flipped over the x-axis, come down here. But that is called, it's a reflection. So it reflected over x-axis. And then the other thing that it did is the vertex is here, and then it goes down 1, 2, 3. So it reflected over the x-axis, and it had a shift down 3 units. Okay. So I do want you to try 24. And so check on Teams for your corrections, if you got it right or not. And then the other thing we have to know using our graphing calculator on the next page here is writing equations. Okay. So this was part of our homework, I think 15. So what you could do is just start plotting the points just to determine if it's linear or quadratic. So we have -2, so that's to the left 2, -7, that's down 7. Plot that point. We have 0, -3. Plot that point. We have 1, -1. Plot that point. We have 3, 3. And then we have 5, 7. Okay, so if I look and I draw a line through these points, I can see this is linear. Okay, so to get the equation, I could do my stat, my L1 and L2, but I'm going to work smarter, not harder, because I physically see the y-intercept. That is my B right here. And I can physically count my slope. Like if I just go to the next point, which is right here, 1, -1, that means my rise is 2 and to the right 1. Okay, so I went up 2 over 1, so this will be y equals 2x minus 3. Okay, if I did, let's say I went between these 2 points, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is over 1, 2, that 4 over 2 is still going to give you 2. Okay, so it doesn't matter which 2 points you count, you can still get the same equation. I just realized I put that in the wrong spot. That comes down here. Okay, but you can use your list 1 and list 2 to get the equation as well. So if you do that, you gotta remember you have to go to stat, you have to hit enter, okay, and then we have to clear these points out and clear those out, and then we have to type in our x values and we have to type in the y values, and then but then after you get them in, when you do stat calculate, you pick linear, which is number 4. Okay, let's talk about, remember how to do it quadratic. I think 27 is a quadratic. So we'll plot these points. We've got 1, -5, 4, 5, 6 to the right, down 5, and then to the right 2, down 2, then to the right 3, down 1, 4, down 2, 5, down 5. So yeah, if I sketch this one, that is a parabola. So this would be quadratic. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our points in our stat, our list 1 and list 2 on the calculator. So you need to get your Just remember, X is always your list 1, Y is your list 2. So we're going to go to the calculator, go back to stat, hit edit, enter. All right, so we have 1, enter. I think that's right. 2, enter. 3, enter. 4. Oops. Oh, sorry. It's not entering. 1, enter. 2, enter. 3, enter. 4, 5, enter. And then when I come over, we have -5, -2, -1, -2, -5. Okay, I think I did that right. All right, so what we can do is we can plot the points if you want to see them. To do that, just to recap, you did second trace, you hit enter. We're just going to turn everything on, and we're going to go to graph. It has my old equations in here. I'm going to turn those off and go to graph, and then we can see those points. And now we're going to calculate the equation to go through those points. So we hit stat, the arrow to the right, and we pick 5 quadratic, and we enter 5 times. All right, so these are our values of our coefficients for the x squared. That's our a, that's our b. B is 6, and c is 10. So when I write the equation here, you can put the -1, or you remember 1 is always invisible. So we're going to have y equals -x squared plus 6x plus 10. I think they were all positive. I'll double check. No, -10, sorry. There we go, -10. Okay. So we want you to use that same process on an application problem, okay, scenario. So here they want you to write the equation of the curve best fit. That's the same thing as the regression that we've been using. Okay, this is meaning we're going to have to use our stat button to get to that. Let's make that a box. Okay, so assuming the height of the frog after 6 seconds. So this first column is your x, so that would be your L1. And your second column is going to be your L2. So we're going to type those values into our calculator. So go over here, hit stat, hit enter, an arrow over, doing 0, enter 1, enter 2, enter 3, nope, 3, enter 4, enter. All right, and then we're going to arrow over, come up for our S2. We have 2, 4.5, 6, 6.5. Did I do this right? 2, 4.5, 6, 6.5, and then a 6 again. All right, enter. All right, so we can graph those. Now it doesn't go completely, but we can see it. And then even in this diagram on the picture, they're trying to get you to see that it is a parabola, okay? So to come up with the equation, we just now have to hit stat, arrow to the right to calculate. We see it's a parabola, so we're going to choose 5 for quadratic, enter 5 times, and now we have our values for A. We have a -0.5 for A, B is 3, and then C is 2. So we're going to write that into standard form. So our Y equals a -0.5 x squared plus 3x plus 2. Now, or some people might want to write, let me extend if it lets me, I don't think it will. Instead of writing as a decimal, you could write as a fraction, -1/2 x squared plus 3x plus 2. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put that equation in the calculator. -0.5 x squared plus 3x plus 2. And we're going to graph it. It goes to the point, so we did it right. Okay. And now they want us to make a prediction or estimate right here. Estimate the height after 6 seconds. Well, 6x is representing time. So I can, basically, there's two ways I can do this. I don't know why this is not letting me extend this page. Okay, so, because I'm kind of running out of room. So since the time here is like your x, I can plug in, wherever I see these x's, I can plug in a 6 there. So to write that, to show the work, that would be a -1/2 parentheses 6 squared plus 3 parentheses 6 plus 2. And then I can work it out using the calculator. Or we can work a little smarter. We got the equation in the calculator. So we can just go second graph, go to the table, and find the value at 6. When x is 6, the value of y is 2. So we can estimate the height is going to be 2 at that time. So the answer here is 2. I'm just going to put it like that. Okay. So the last part, the last page, this is some star questions. I want you to do these on your own. Okay. I don't want to really, I want you to take a risk. Try to answer them without using your notes to see how well you're retaining, understanding the key information, and then just check on the key, okay? Just check to see if you're right, because these are very similar to the type of questions. Remember, since we start doing tests online, you've been doing nothing but star-like questions. So just want you to get familiar with that, and then turn this in. Thank you for doing this.